Hey, what's up, my friend? It's just you and me this Friday. I want to talk about something that applies to all of us, and it's the truth. How do we live life telling the truth? How does that affect our wellness? I want to share parts of my journey today with you on this Friday podcast because I know there's going to be multiple times this weekend where you're going to go through situations where either it's your relationship with food, your relationship with other people, with friends, with family, or just your relationship with stress and anxiety, how we show up in all these different facets. I want to share with you a couple strategies and a few pieces of awareness that I've been experiencing over the past 3 months. As this podcast has grown, and as I've had to step brick by brick, foot by foot, threshold by threshold into my power, I'm not going to lie, it's been the scariest, but also the most awesome and the most fun and invigorating and uplifting experience of my whole life. The only thing that comes with growth is going through thresholds of fear. And I want to share a couple things specifically around my fears and how I'm going to be taking Wellness Force in a great direction. And when I say great, I mean the truth. The truth is, I've always had everything I've needed to be healthy and well. And as I search for more guests on the podcast, as I accumulate more knowledge, I begin to realize that I'm just waking up the knowledge that was already within myself. Yes, there's knowledge that we learn from different people we trust, top leaders in our health and wellness field. But at the end of the day, don't you feel like they just remind us about things we already knew to be true and we had just forgotten? The first thing I want to talk about today is telling the truth. We're all living life so fucking afraid to tell the truth. And I can raise my hand and say I'm one of them because I tell the truth as much as I possibly can. But those times when I don't tell the truth is when I'm scared of what people might think. I'm scared if I tell the truth, then people won't like me or I won't be received as being emotionally intelligent, being a thought leader, but it's all bullshit. It's all the negativity bias in our brain that is left over from old software. And I mean 10,000 plus year old software, which we talked about on the show with Bonnie Kelly, with Gretchen Rubin, with Jeff Sanders, with Mark Divine. I mean, the list goes on and on. The research and the anecdotal experience of these world-class coaches continue to go back to this piece in our brain that's not always of service to us. I mean, let's be real, my friend. We go through our day, we wake up in the morning, we have these little voices in our brain and our head that are telling us, you're not good enough, you're not going to make it. What are you doing? Today's going to suck, it's not going to work out. It's all bullshit. And I think that's what I've been feeling lately, just the expression of what I'm actually feeling on a moment to moment, hour to hour basis. This is what unlocks our best health and wellness. I'll tell you from my own experience that this telling the truth piece, it's been the challenge of my life. I'm 37 years old. A couple weeks ago, I was going through some old notes and I came across a post from my friend, Mike Hurtowski. He runs the School for Men. And it was a conversation we had had. And he's like, Josh, whenever you're making decisions, if you get stressed out or if you feel indecision about something, just tell the truth until it stops hurting. And if you do that, if you tell the truth until it stops hurting, even if it's challenging, even if you're freaked out, even if you're feeling like it's too much to bear, imagine how it's going to feel on the other side. So telling the truth until it stops hurting. This is the ultimate quest for all of us. How many people are in jobs where you can't tell the truth and that's what you intuitively know creates stress in your body? How many people we know that are not being truthful with themselves? They're not telling the truth about their own emotional baggage, about what's not working in their life. That's causing the internal disease. That's causing the dysbiosis. That's causing the emotional dysbiosis as well. So first takeaway from this Friday podcast today is tell the truth. Tell the truth until it stops hurting. And I promise that's what I'm going to be doing more of on the show because we are in this together, my friend. It's you and me and thousands of other people that are listening in every week to learn their truth, to understand what are the physical and emotional intelligence pieces that actually work for them and their personal framework of what's their truth. I'll link in the show notes today a video that I did at the Underground Wellness Mastermind in 2015. It's interesting. Here we are 2 years later. The talk that I gave was called Speak Your Truth. And it was why I started the show. It was all the things I had gone through with emotional issues when I was a kid and learning how to have a better relationship with food and using technology and just honestly, just the fucking truth, just the truth about what I was actually feeling in my body and in my mind and the steps that I took to achieve this podcast and achieve what I believe to be the beginning of a community that is so successful and so heart-centered around getting us to live life well. And not really getting us to live life well. That's the wrong sentence. It's allowing us to live life well. We have these emotional intelligence pieces. We have these physical intelligence pieces. But at the end of the day, what are we really trying to do? A lot of health and wellness shows, a lot of information out there, it's just trying to pretend like it has all the answers for us. And you know what? They probably do. They probably have some great answers. But the second point of this podcast today that I wanted to tell you is the answers are already in you. This is not some airy-fairy spiritual babble that I'm giving you right now. The answers of your health are already in you. The challenge is to turn down the voices, the incessant voices that we experience on a day-to-day basis that block us from that knowing, that block us from that truth. We're going to continue to go back to the truth, whether it's the truth speaking it out of our mouth or whether it's the truth that we allow to play in our head. This is the truth. And the truth is everything we need is inside. Whether it's the disease messages that are coming from our immune system or our emotional system or our somatic awareness, whether it's the physical symptoms, the knee pain, the joint inflammation, whatever it is, our body is always fucking screaming at us. It's always screaming at us. It's telling us messages throughout the day. And the third point that I wanted to talk to you about today is hearing the right message. You can hear the same thing from multiple influencers on podcasts. I know I have people that I really respect. You know, Rob Wolf, Dr. Michael Ruscio, Sean Stevenson, Aubrey Marcus, all these people that I'm sure we listen to from time to time, or maybe every week, like Wellness Force Radio. But at the end of the day, the message that we need to hear, we've already heard probably 10, 20, maybe even 50 times. I'll never forget a few months back, I had gone over some notes that I took at this Brendan Bouchard event. It's a personal development event. And one of the things that I wrote down is you can hear something 50 times. That's the same exact message from multiple different sources. But on that 51st time, the message rings true. Now, why is it that it's the truth in that moment? Well, it's because sometimes we're not ready to hear the truth. Just because the truth is spoken to us, just because we hear the truth, doesn't actually mean we're going to swallow it. Because sometimes that truth is bitter. Sometimes truth can be the most bitter pill that we're just honestly not ready to take. But that's the crazy part. If we're just willing to swallow the truth, even if it doesn't taste great, it's so healing. This is the ultimate key. And this is what I'm focused on so much more for Wellness Force Radio. In the past, when I was first starting out, maybe the 50 shows, if you go back and listen, a lot of the guests that I would bring on, I was just so excited to have a podcast. I was so excited to be putting my message out there, to be doing something that I believed in my heart was truly of service to other people, that I didn't really ask the hard questions. I didn't really ask the deeper questions that are really going to unlock people's truth. And again, it's the truth. The truth will always set us free, but the things that block us from either wanting to unlock it or wanting to swallow it is fear. It's this love or fear paradigm. This is what I want to wrap up today for your weekend. Love and fear. Love and fear, I believe, is the key that unlocks everything. It's either making choices from that place of being in self-care, being in self-love, and the emotional intelligence and awareness that comes from that, and being dedicated to learn. And then also it's fear. The awareness of, oh my gosh, why is there tightness in my chest? Why do I feel like I'm going to throw up when I go talk to this certain person? Why is there somebody at work? Maybe it's my boss, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a family member that when I'm around them, my blood flow constricts. I feel tightness in my chest. I feel uncomfortable in my soul. There's a reason for that. The existential energy fields that exist are there for a reason. Our body has intelligence that our mind could never even fathom, and vice versa. But in this last section of our talk today, and I hope you do feel like it's a talk because I want you to email me after this. This is so new for me to just go no edits, raw, right on the podcast. I am seriously pouring out the soul right now. So let me know what you're feeling here, josh@wellnessforce.com. But to wrap it up, this paradigm, fear, love, which one do we choose? Which one are you choosing today? When you go out there, are you willing to feel the tension in your chest and then speak why it's there? Are you willing to be in the kitchen and open up the fridge 20 times just to realize that you're doing it out of boredom? Are you willing to be on your phone for 27 minutes in a row on Instagram looking at some barbell workout to realize you're just doing that because you don't want to take the time to have a conversation with somebody or write that email that you know intuitively you should be writing? This is the key, my friend. And this is the one we're going to be talking about on Wellness Force Radio as we discover this physical, this emotional intelligence so we can live our life well, because that is where I want my life to be. That's what I'm doing with this podcast. All these guests, all these lessons, all these thresholds that you and I are pushing through together. I can't tell you how much this past year has meant to me, and I'm so stoked that you're on the journey with me. So until I see you again, I'm wishing you love and wellness.